Hi, welcome to Similar But Different, the podcast. Let's do that again. Okay. But I'm getting all the benefits.
Without having to pay.
Right.
Yeah, they screwed me. And then I found a bunch of friends that I was different from. I think I'd like the gram more if I got hit up in my DMs.
Okay, this should probably end. Hi, welcome to Similar But Different. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Rach.
How's it going?
It's great. Happy Sunday morning.
Yeah, rain is falling. Well, it's not.
It's not. We did this.
Yeah. Forgot.
We just did this. Oh, what a great Sunday. So yeah, we're recording on a Sunday because Jen is going to Paris.
Ha
Oui, oui. I don't know.
I was talking to
giggles.
someone. I was like, is that offensive to the French? And it's like,
Only if they want to be offended. We've
yes,
talked
I
about
know
this.
you have that
I
stance.
have a strong opinion.
But if someone like, I feel like the French aren't a like chronically oppressed group, so it's a little different. But if you go up to someone and say some not okay, like racial or homophobic slur, and then are like, you're the one who's choosing to be offended by that, I'd be like, fuck you.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a bit aggressive. But at the same time, you also could choose to not let that impact you because it's one person's wrong opinions.
True. But when the world is shouting it at you and trying to take away your rights, it can have an impact. You can't just be like, you know what? As a country, we've decided that women don't matter, but I choose to
Jesus.
not like that affect me.
No, I think there's definitely like strong one way or the other you can go.
Yeah.
Part
I
of that
just
is from that Four Agreements book.
I like taking your minor comments of something
Taking it
and
to the-
putting it on a grandiose scale just to make you look bad.
Shit. I mean, yeah. But there's another way. Like I don't ever think I look bad.
Yeah.
Because
Well, you're a
I
May
can
baby.
choose to do
You're
that.
elite.
Yeah, we are elite. But I can choose to do that.
That's true.
It's-
And that's nice.
That is nice.
Whereas, okay, I was struggling. So every once in a while, folks, I put together random clips and try to post them on the interwebs.
Yeah.
So
Social media director right
you
here.
can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and when I remember TikTok, because I'm not a TikToker.
Yeah.
But sometimes, so I'll post different clips on YouTube than I do on Instagram, mostly because Instagram allows you to post longer clips and YouTube only allows 15 seconds. So
Oh.
they're different.
That's nice.
Anyways, I was like, oh, I haven't uploaded one of these to TikTok in a while. I will upload one. I did one of us talking about the breakdancing in the Olympics. And it went viral to my standards, meaning over 1,000 people have seen it.
Oh, that's cool.
And we got some hate on it.
I think that's hilarious.
And okay, so
I haven't heard the comments yet, so let me wait before I say it's hilarious.
For the folks at home, the video is essentially us talking about breakdancing in the Olympics and saying like we don't really know a lot about it. We don't know how to judge it. It all like looks impressive, but we don't know like what is good or bad and judging of it. And then it ends with a funny Jen saying, except the one that was like clearly the one that was bad.
The obvious one that was bad.
She got last place. She was the Australian breakdancer. Like she was an internet sensation of making fun of her, which is kind of sad and unfortunate. But I actually think she's okay with it. Like she's not bothered. And I'm saying that out my ass.
Well, she was on the news and stuff about it too.
But anyways, just looking at it at a baseline, I think it's okay for us to say we watched some breakdancing. It was what it was. And there was one that was clearly worse. We're just agreeing with the judges. Like she got last place.
Yep. Well, if there was a last place, she was there.
Oh yeah, do they do that? I guess
it's just top 3 and then everybody else. Well, I guess you lose all your stuff.
You get an amount of points.
Yeah, you could rank, do you? I didn't know how the scoring went. I'm telling you, I just didn't get it.
But even in like, it's just like with anything in swimming, you get awarded for first, second, third, but then there's still people who finish
last,
4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And like even in gymnastics, like you get an overall point score. So if you don't make it to the podium, you're still like, I got 10th out of whatever. Yeah, you're still ranked.
Last.
Jesus. Okay, so this, where is it?
The suspense is killing me.
Okay. So this one girl, Marie, this is not the one that I responded to. She said, "This is why everything doesn't need to be opened up to every culture. Certain groups only know how to take something with so much passion and love is only seen as you spinning on your head." So we said, it's cool that you can spin on your head. And she took
we
that
are allowed
as,
to see that.
yeah, I was like, I do think that's cool. I literally said that in comments on their core strength. Anyways, but she's upset because she's like, and so many people fought to have this included on the biggest international stage, and that's just being taken away from them. And so I'm like,
oh yeah, because we were part of the decision to remove it from the next Olympics.
Now with this one, I'm more so like, okay, you're sharing your opinion, you disagree. I was like, okay, cool. She got some likes. People engaged with that. They appreciated her
because she had a different opinion.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks, Marie.
Marie.
Now, someone who I will call Peach, because that's part of her name.
Oh, Peaches. I love Peaches.
She said, "You don't know the technicalities of gymnastics or ice skating, but those are legitimate somehow. Just because you buy a mic doesn't mean your opinion is insightful or valuable."
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
Right?
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I was like, so she is hating on us for just
having an opinion. That's hilarious.
So I responded.
Peach. Oh man, you responded.
Engaged.
You're like Kevin Durant on the social media.
I don't know who that is, but
okay.
I said, we didn't say it was insightful or valuable. We're just friends talking, with a heart emoji to be a little passive aggressive.
Oh, I like that. I like the little push. Oh, did they respond to the response?
She did.
Oh, Peach.
She said, yeah. Well, so the reminder, I ended it with, we're just friends talking.
Yeah.
She said, yes, talking on the internet. It's not giving what you think it is. I'm giving you a gentle hint. Winky face.
It's not giving what you think it is? What is it?
And I was like,
giving?
What do you think we think it's giving?
This is great.
And so I like really wanted to clap back, but I didn't. I was feeling like, I was like, wow, I cannot be a personality on the internet because I get this one little comment that I think is unnecessary. And I just think of people who have lots of followers who get so much worse shit all the time, like critiquing their bodies and the way they talk and everything they do, and assuming because they do something, they're telling everyone else to do that, which is kind of how I feel in this situation. It's very strange. I'm like, we're not saying this is fact and everyone should believe this. Well, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
And
like, we don't need to be defensive about this either, because like the fact is we got on mics to share our opinion. She gets on social media to share her opinion. Just because you have an account on social media, what gives you, like
right. I also was like, you're also on the internet sharing an opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you can literally find people who just decided to buy a mic and put themselves out on the internet that have like a lot of different opinions that you probably are way worse than the fact that we think breakdancing is like, we just don't get it.
Right.
Like,
I think it's interesting that who's the Pink Pony Club singer? Chapel Roan. So she's been in the media a lot recently because she's been saying just because celebrities are public figures doesn't mean the public now has a right to everything about their lives and can just like go up to them and like take selfies or say whatever they want about them on the internet or yell at them on the street or stalk them in their home. And I'm like, I agree with that. But a lot of people are saying, no, like that's the price of being a celebrity. You have to accept that. And I was like, I don't think you should have to accept like be like, yeah, I just have to accept this like abuse I get. Because think about like Britney Spears. Like we all realize now that how she was treated was not okay.
Yeah, that whole thing is fucking
And it's kind of like this. People are like, well, you're a celebrity. Like you should be tormented by the paparazzi and people can wait outside your home and people can like say whatever they want to like.
I mean, no one should receive that type of like as granular as someone posting on the internet about someone they go to high school with in a negative way, bullies, as granular as that to the scale of being in the public, like neither one of those deserves to be treated in any way.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, and so that's why I kind of think I was like, the first commenter, it's like, oh yeah, she's just sharing that she disagrees and is like coming across a little defensive, but like supporting breakdancing, which is cool.
Yeah.
But then Peach is like, you're not allowed to have
an opinion.
Which
is hilarious because you're expressing your opinion that you're allowed to have. And I'm all for it, Peach. Give me the feedback all you want. That is your opinion. And I will hear it. And then I will determine if I want to care about it.
Yeah. And I think the whole purpose of this is that when we have conversations that we disagree with each other, we do it in like a kind way. Now, granted, there are certain things that if people do disagree with me on like fundamental rights, it's very hard for me to be like,
you struggle
I can
with
see
that.
Your point of view.
Yep. I know a lot of people that do. But like the way I see it is that that's your opinion and I don't have to let it affect me. And I'm all for everybody having different opinions because that's what makes America great. Like we have a whole plethora of cultures and people coming in with different experiences that creates this America where people have different opinions because of what they've experienced from other people.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay.
And I do think it is okay. Like something that I'm working on is being like, I don't know your history, which has made you feel and believe this. And so you can have your opinion on that, but your opinion on it doesn't give you the right to like degrade me. And it does not give you the right to make laws on my behalf because that is your opinion.
Yeah, well, opinions don't give people the right to make laws. We vote people into the right to make laws.
And so,
unfortunately.
Yeah, that is what I struggle with. Like if you have a religious belief about something, so you don't believe women should have access to something, I'm like, then you don't do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But with this country was founded on separating church and state, which we don't do.
Yeah.
I mean, we have like God in our Constitution and in our Pledge of Allegiance. It's all under God. God's on the dollar bill. Like we don't separate church and state.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm like, as if you want to believe this for like your religion and that's what you support, then like that is your choice. But because that is your belief, that doesn't mean that it also should be mine.
Yeah.
Well, I will say like, everyone is aware the algorithm is a problem, but it's like if you show a slight interest in one thing, the internet is like, okay, that's what you're going to get. It doesn't try to give you both sides. And I do feel like because of the internet, that's why we've become like so polarized.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, that's the whole problem with the two-party system. These are all my opinions, okay? Do not ostracize me for having an opinion. But I do believe that majority of America does not fall within one side or the other.
I actually think that's been proven.
Yeah, I think they say like 50% of like over half of America doesn't necessarily identify with Republican or Democrat. They're somewhere in the middle, and you have all those like subset things that I still don't like to be bucketed into any corner. It's like, no, what if I want to agree with this one year and the other, whatever. But because we have a two-party system, whatever you vote is apparently what you are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, which is also interesting because sometimes people I feel like don't vote because they like don't support every piece of a candidate's platform. And I'm like, I feel like voting is kind of like getting closer to what you want. Like, I doubt there's going to be a politician that I'm like, I 100% agree with everything that you want to do. One, that's probably unlikely just because in general, you're never going to 100% agree with anyone. Two, that's unlikely because there's stuff that I know more about and stuff I know less about. So
yeah,
I just don't know. But it's like, well, if I choose to only vote when this person aligns 100% with what I want, then I probably would never vote and not see the progress that I'm looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people just don't vote because it's like it doesn't matter to
You
them.
know
They don't think it really matters.
Which
And
I
maybe
know.
at the high level, I don't know if it does matter.
What do you
At the
mean?
presidential level, I think your vote is more valuable
Oh, on the local level.
yeah, on the local level.
Yeah.
Impacts where you are in, like, so in Virginia.
Well, honestly, unless you live in a swing state, it's like, does it really matter? And then I think of my friends who live in DC, and their vote actually does not matter unless it's like an exact tie. And then they're like, okay, we'll see what DC has to say, because they're not a state.
So funny.
Isn't that insane? And like, that is where
that's our capital.
That's where the decisions are being made. But the people who actually live there are just like, nah.
Nope. That's kind of
And it's really funny because I remember once someone said to me, they were like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, he's not voting in the presidential election because his vote doesn't matter. And I like went on my high horse of like, yes, it does. And she was like, no, it actually
literally
doesn't.
Damn, that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, man, we're really on a polarizing opinions.
Yeah.
Peach got us all just thrown off, and now we're talking politics. You know what they say? 3 things you never should talk about. It's politics, religion, and is it death?
I don't know.
You know, like, you're not supposed to talk about, like, well, maybe that's more in the workplace, but this is we could say this is their jab. No, we can't. We don't make any money.
Hey, but we can. Yeah. I did, like, literally before this, we've had some people reach out and ask how they can support the pod, which is really sweet.
You guys.
And so we have created a Patreon. I do think it's live. So patreon.com/similar but different pod. But it's so basic. And like, the tiers at this point won't get you anything.
But
we
want to
just be
swag.
like giving us money to support us because you want to, and that still is awesome. But we would also like to find a way to be like, if you support us in this way, we can give you something in return.
Yeah, so agreed.
Yeah, maybe we'll make enough money to fix our sound problems.
I'm telling you, Rachel has all of these friends who know how to do sound. They just don't live in Richmond.
Yeah.
And we tried doing it virtually.
I actually just thought of another friend who...
No, it's not. No, it's not. So, maybe sneeze, not a sneeze. You have thought of a friend in New York. Oh, see, you can't keep thinking of friends unless they're local.
Yeah, I do. I could probably reach out to some people who aren't like, sound isn't their profession, but they know way more than we do. It's beneficial to me, I guess, having worked in the theater community here for a while, because, a lot of tech people and artsy folk who know what they're doing.
I mean, shit, theater community people probably could help sound and video. I mean, not that our video is bad, but like, we could do improvements.
I only notice when it's bad when I try to screen grab clips for some social media assets, and I'm like, oh, that's not a crisp image.
Yeah, that's okay. Most people are listening anyways.
Yeah. Right? Actually,
maybe.
I don't know. I think, I don't know. So polarizing topics.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I swear, Peach, I actually value your opinion. I appreciate your opinion. I don't believe your opinion. And I think that's okay.
I don't appreciate how it came across. I think that is what I struggle with.
Oh.
She was accusing us of trying to be like insightful and right. And I was like, no, we just do this for fun.
Yeah. Okay. But just to bring it back, I didn't have that feeling of how it came across because I didn't care.
Yeah.
And
I let too much.
Let it care. You let yourself care. Yeah. You just got to not care.
Yeah.
You got to think about it the good way, that if people are talking, no matter if it's good or bad, it's good.
I think my problem is I like to think I'm a kind person and try not to put like hate out into the world, as I was hating on the breakdancers.
Well, I mean, but you are, though. And one person's opinion doesn't change that.
I know, but I think it's like, oh, that was so I try to look at things with positive intent. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And it is a risk of putting yourself out there that people are just going to be nasty and say nasty things to you. And I think that it more so like bums me out as like a society. So I can be like, oh, Peach, like WTF. But I think it like bothers me because I'm like, this is such a problem on the internet.
What do you mean?
Of just like people hiding behind a screen and like bullying kids online.
Yeah.
Or just like some people I follow, they'll every once in a while share. They're like, I've been in the business long enough that these don't usually bother me, but sometimes they do. And it's like screenshots of men being like, how dare you wear that, you fat cow?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it's stuff like that. Like, obviously, this is not on that scale.
Yeah.
But it just like reminds me that we feel like if someone decides to share something on the internet, that it is then like
acceptable.
It's like now I own this and I have the right like to critique you and judge you and say hurtful things.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, when I say that it only can impact you if you let it.
Yeah.
Words hurt and people use words to hurt. It's not that I don't like, oh man, like I can feel hurt by words. Like if someone were to comment that on something that I had out there, I would be hurt. And then I would eventually say, fuck you and move on. You know, like I'm not going to let in my mind, and it's really hard to do because when you're younger, I don't think I would have ever been able to do this at a young age.
Yeah.
I think now that I've gotten older, it's like, meh, I don't care enough about that one person's opinion or whatever. I'm not going to let that bother me.
Yeah.
I think recently when we talked about this on the Olympics podcast is Alona Mar has talked about how she gets a lot of hate online. And I think she's a perfect example of someone who's like, I don't care. Like it will affect her. And I know she's come out and said like this stuff does affect me sometimes, but I think she's a great example of someone who's just like, I know my worth, my value, and I don't care about what you're going to say because it's your opinion. And I just don't think that's how she sees herself. And I mean, shit, have you seen her Sports Illustrated swimsuit?
Oh my gosh.
Fucking
she is
queen.
Hot as hell.
So fucking hot.
I love it.
I just like fucking killed it.
Yeah.
And that's the type of shit like that. Just the confidence, like that's what we need more of.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah. And I also think it probably like impacts whatever like your insecurity is. It's like people can say whatever they want and you're like, whatever, internet troll. And then they hit you on that one thing.
Jen, you're
like,
so pale. I don't you got me. No, I'd be all right.
If someone said that to me, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I am.
My
Irish.
Childhood best friend's dad, sometimes when he sees a really pale person, he'll be like, oh, that person has a Rachel Cave tan. But I'm actually insecure about my paleness. I'm just like aware that it exists. So I think it's funny.
I do love that.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
The Rachel Cave tan.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great. It's great. Everything's great.
Sure.
I don't know where I just started saying great a lot.
Great.
Yeah. Just, you just can't let the haters hate.
Yeah. Well, haters gonna hate. Did you listen to 3LW?
I was literally just players, they're gonna play.
Yeah. Okay. Did you know
haters,
the writer of that song sued Taylor Swift for like copyright infringement because they say in that song, players, they're gonna play. And she says, players gonna play, and haters gonna hate. And so she got sued for copyright infringement. Ooh, I hear a puppy dog.
Somebody came home and she better not mess with stuff. Hey, stay.
She's trying.
Stay. I know, baby girl. You just made it. You made it. Did you mess it up?
I don't know.
She might have.
This is probably why we should wear headphones. That's what happened last night. It's okay. Penny, why don't you come here?
Pup, she got out and about. We have a special guest in the room. If anybody wants.
Oh yeah. Oh, she almost made it through fully that time. Did she put it back? Maybe she was like, sorry, I'm trying to
She's like, let me fix this.
She just wanted to say hello.
God, man, she's an angel.
She really is.
Little baby angel.
I love her so much.
Me too. Holy shit.
Do you sometimes just get up in her face and you're just like, I love you so much. You're my favorite thing.
Sometimes
I would all the time.
All the time.
I would like take Ruby and put her on my chest and be like, you're my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
And they're just so cute and they just are filled with love. I know not everyone feels that way about cats, but Ruby is like that. She's a lover.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get it with cats, but Penny is the best.
Yeah.
She's just I will say, I don't know if I've told you, we had a very, very big scare with Penny.
No.
Yeah. So last weekend, I went to some soccer games in DC.
Yeah.
Awesome games. Just fucking fun time. Went with some friends.
DC United?
No, women's teams.
Oh.
So we watched, it was like a doubleheader. We watched Spirit in Kansas City. So Washington and Kansas City. And then after that, there were some European teams that played, Arsenal and Chelsea, women's.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. It was really cool that DC did that. It was a really fun atmosphere and environment to go to. Had a great time. However, Nathan was here with Penny doing some stuff around the house. He chose not to go play golf so that he could be with her because she doesn't do great alone. We're weird about that. And so he was messing with stuff at the house, and I get a phone call, and he's like, I'm at the ER with Penny. She collapsed.
Oh my God.
And shit herself and pissed while he was carrying her into the car, pissed all over him on herself. Yeah, like I'm thinking, holy shit, she just had a fucking seizure. She's gonna die.
So he had to. She was still passed out.
She
picked her up.
She was all wobbly and like couldn't really get herself together to walk. So he picked her up. They like ran to put in there. He was with his one of his friends, and they drove up the wrong way to get to the ER vet. And he's running down the street carrying her to get her into the ER, no leash. And it's a good story in the end, so that's why I'm okay.
Well, I just saw her. She seems good.
Yeah. So, she was stung by a wasp.
The same wasp that stung Nathan a few weeks ago?
A different one. But
we don't know.
Same family. They're probably family, and we killed all of them. All the ones we could find, we killed them.
And the one that survived was like, I'll get them back.
Yeah, apparently. So, yeah, she went into anaphylactic shock is what it was.
Do they have like EpiPens for dogs?
That's what I've asked. Apparently no. And you know what? The veterinary environment needs to fix that.
Yeah. Get on that.
Yeah. Like, let's do something about that, because this was terrifying. I am so glad I was not here. I don't know if I would have. I don't know.
When did he call you?
He called me while he was at the vet. He did not, she was together, but he did not yet know. And he was like out of breath because he had carried her and was probably running down the street panicking. But he was hesitant, or he was like, no, I have to tell her, because if she wants to come home, I want to make sure that she knows that she can.
Yeah.
But I think his buddy was like, don't tell her. Why would you tell her?
Well, that's why I was like, oh, this is an interesting discussion. And then because you didn't drive, I did not
drive.
Heather took you.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it would have been a whole thing. And I felt better that they were there. There was nothing I was going to be able to do except for be there with her if she was going to be, having her last moments.
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds awful. But I luckily was with Heather and one of our other friends, Liz, who I felt like I was trying to hold it together, but at the same time I could talk about it without completely losing my shit.
And you said Nathan called you. Penny had come too.
Yeah, she was back. So at this point they were at the ER, and they had just taken her back.
Yeah.
And I could hear her barking in the background as he's talking to me.
Yeah.
So she's alert enough. She's back and she's freaking the fuck out.
And
now.
Did they give her anything, or she just came
She just
to
came
on
to
her own?
naturally. Yeah.
Gosh, that must have been so terrifying for Nathan.
So awful.
And hard for him to be like, okay, well, I don't want to call Jen,
my
but
wife
now
about her dog.
But also going through that alone and not wanting to stress you out because you're not there, but also being like, but I need someone. It sounds like he called a friend.
No, he was with a friend.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, he was with someone when it happened, because they were both working in the yard that caused the bee sting.
Yeah.
And it was a hornet's nest I had told him he needed to get rid of.
Wow, way to throw in a "I told you so" in there.
I didn't say that at first. I felt so bad for him. I think he handled it very well. I'm glad he called me and he knew that's the right call for me. Maybe others wouldn't have wanted to be
Would you
told.
have wanted him to call you while Penny was passed out and not
No,
responsive?
no.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Had he
saying. I
called
was
me
like,
and they weren't already at the ER, I'd have been like, why the fuck are you talking to me? Get my dog to the ER.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, once it's like, "Okay, we're here, Penny is responsive,"
And she's
that's
in
when I want
care of
the
people that can
call.
handle her.
Yes,
Yeah.
because if I can't do anything, then honestly, that information
Is
does nothing for
worthless.
me.
Yeah. But of course, all I thought was that she had a stroke. And at this time, we didn't know
That's what
yet.
I was thinking. Because
Yeah.
then to, like, release everything.
Yep. Yep. But apparently that's part of anaphylactic shock. So she's allergic to wasp bee stings. I don't even know if I've told my parents who are going to be taking her, but I will be telling them that she's
Yeah.
not allowed to go anywhere near anywhere that might have a wasp nest.
Yeah.
But they live.
Well, I assume they just check the perimeter of the home because they normally,
Yeah. It was like a really a panicked moment too because so she has Addison's disease.
Mhm.
And she gets a shot every 24 to 25 days.
Yeah.
And she was like a day late and she wasn't supposed to get her shot until Monday.
So then you're thinking like, "This is our fault. She went one day late."
Yes.
And
Which it was like, no, that wasn't the case. But like, of course, Nathan went and got all the medication or had his buddy do it, bring it to there. And he's like, give her the fucking shot. She needs this shot. She has like, we're thinking maybe part of it is that, or at least he was thinking that. And they're like, we have to take vitals. Like, we can't just inject this dog. He's like, but she needs it anyways. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, they have to look, Nathan, to see if like what's going on. Could that cause a negative reaction to it? We don't, that we don't know.
Right.
But at that moment, he was just pure panic.
Oh my gosh, so scary. And I'm so glad that it was just, okay, we now know Penny after how old is she? Like 12,
she's
10, that she's allergic to wasp stings.
Yeah. I mean, never been stung before, thankfully. That was, man, I don't even know why I wanted to tell you. Oh, Penny came up here. I was like, why did we?
That's a big Penny update, and I care
Yeah.
about her well-being.
Yeah.
So
that was a scary moment. But again, I'm very thankful that Nathan was there and not me. I know that sounds selfish, but like,
I mean,
I don't know how I would have handled that.
Good to be aware of your strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we didn't leave early, but we came back after the game and he was still at the ER with her. So they dropped me off at the ER.
Yeah.
And went in there. And of course, she's got a little swollen lip because she got stung right on her face. But I think she was just more scared than anything.
Yeah.
Like, what just happened to me?
Yeah.
And she stunk. We had to bathe her.
She's embarrassed. She's like, I'm covered in poopies.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, gosh, that's so awful. So that was like a terrible ending to a fun weekend.
Yeah.
A fun day, at least.
How much longer did you have in the games when you
It was the second game, and it was, maybe it was halftime or right before halftime. I don't know. There wasn't a ton, like, it wasn't like we had, towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
The day was winding down.
Because I imagine you're like, I am not caring about this anymore.
Well, I'm just texting with him the whole time and getting updates. And he's like, oh, yeah, hey, they think it's this. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense then. And, luckily, one of our friends that we were with, she is, I'm not going to get this right, but like she is like hospice care for dogs.
Yeah.
Or at least one of the dogs she has, I think, is kind of that.
Okay.
So she like will take in dogs and take care of them.
Wait, so like in their last moments, they're not with their people?
Well, these are
like shelter dogs.
Shelter dogs, yeah.
Okay.
Like these are dogs that don't have a home, and you give them a home temporarily until they either get adopted or in one of the cases, or at least one of the dogs she was talking about, was like a hospice type dog. She actually had an issue with her dog in the middle or after the first game. And so we were like, this day is just not a good day for our dogs. Because like the one it's like blind and deaf.
Yeah.
It like made its way under the crawl space or something and didn't know how to get out. And so she was like, the person helping her, like, hey, how do we get the dog out? And we're like, do we need to go home for this? Like, So it was a day where our dogs did not have a good day.
Yeah. Good human day, not good dog day.
Yeah. Right? Which makes a bad human day.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. That's
Sometimes Ruby is in such a deep sleep that like cats, and I feel like I guess know about dogs, but like cats when they sleep, they're like light sleepers because they're always like on alert to like protect. And so if she knows her name and I'm like, Ruby, and she doesn't respond or like walk by her and she doesn't move at all, I've like gone up and like shaken her and then she's like, ah. I'm like, okay. Because she loves to like take her little cat naps in a sunspot on the porch. And I'm like, she's gotten heat stroke and died.
Oh.
Like I have, if she's out there.
Yeah. I get that. Oh, man. Yeah. It's because we love them so much.
Yeah, they're the best.
We just worry about them.
Like we've had Penny for, I think we got her in 2020 or 2021. And I am just like.
You mean Ruby?
Did I say Penny?
You did.
When I stole your dog.
Like, you got Penny in 2020.
Why does she look so confused? I just like feel like she's been in our life forever and I'm like, wow, we lived a lesser life before she was in it.
Everybody
like the amount of joy. Like I just want everyone to have a pet. Her birthday's on Wednesday.
Oh, but I say that, but like everyone doesn't. They don't deserve a pet. Some people don't take the responsibility.
Yeah, if you cannot take care of your pet, do not.
Don't get a pet just because other people are getting pets and you're like, oh, I should get a pet.
Yeah. And then that was a problem. And like the height of like COVID in the beginning, a lot of cats and dogs were getting adopted because people are just like at home. And then things started opening up again. And they're like, oh, well, now I go back to work and I don't have time to take care of this dog and stuff. And they were bringing them back to the shelter. And
you didn't love the dog even in like the 30 minutes that you had it?
Yeah. Having a pet is not a hobby.
No, it's not.
That is my hot take, opinion and fact.
I like your opinion. I agree with your opinion.
Thank you.
It's not a hobby.
Well, some shelters even like do like background checks and stuff.
Oh yeah. To get Penny, I had to like fill out a ton of paperwork and I was like, this dog doesn't have a home. I'm giving it a home.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they do that.
Yeah. I was with Ruby. They were just like, okay, here you go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I liked that they looked to see, like, is the house a decent house?
Oh, so they came to your house?
Yeah, they sent
a volunteer. Did you get her from a shelter?
I did. It was a shelter that was actually in, I think it was South Carolina. I got her online.
Yeah.
Like, I get everything. I joked about how I ordered my dog on Amazon. They don't do that. Yeah, right. But it was a shelter it's a no-kill shelter. And so what they do in order to be able to give homes to all the dogs that they have is they will ship them. Literally ship. It's like volunteers will drive 2-hour shifts or 4-hour shifts all up the East Coast. And so I met them in a parking lot.
Yeah.
But they have like local volunteers that'll come take a look like at the house and say like, oh, hey, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
And I was worried about that because I'm in the city and I don't have like a big backyard. But like Penny is well taken care of.
People have dogs in apartments.
Yeah, true. Like she goes on 3 walks a day.
Yeah, she's a well taken care of dog. She lives a life of luxury.
I like to think so. But yeah, no, it was weird. Met her in the parking lot. Actually went with Heather and picked her up at like a diner parking lot. Yeah. And my life has been better ever since.
You got her as a puppy, right?
Puppy.
Yeah.
She was, well, we think. I would say we think. We think she was like 8 or 9 weeks old.
Yeah.
Like very young when they found her. And by the time I got her, it was, I got her December 5th. So since they thought she was about 8 weeks, we celebrated her birthday October 5th.
Nice. We just celebrate Ruby's Gotcha Day.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like that. I didn't think about that.
And it's my grandma's birthday, so I like that too.
Yeah, she's a Christmas pup, this Penny, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I ended up talk about like a weird episode.
Yeah.
Of like polarizing opinions and politics to puppies.
Yeah.
And mostly Penny.
Polarizing political puppies.
Oh, great episode.
Okay, if that was the title, people would be like, dogs running for mayor? No, there are small towns where
they have a dog.
I feel like dogs are the mayor, and that's fun.
I feel like Penny would be a really good mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she would implement some solid policies.
I think so.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I haven't discussed with her opinions on, walks,
she hasn't earned your vote
leashes.
She hasn't earned your vote.
How she feels about that. So
Yeah.
I'll look at her website.
Yeah. I'll create one.
Yeah. Penny's political preferences.
I will create one. You are the social media expert and digital. I'm the pretend like I know what I'm talking about audio, and then all of your friends will be like, no, she doesn't. We've determined she's not good at researching on the internet.
You're doing your best.
We try.
You're doing as good of a job as I could do, and I really appreciate that. I just accept that I don't touch that stuff.
I appreciate that you accept that I'm not gonna be good at the posting on the social media stuff.
Yeah, well, I feel like your job's harder. So,
oh, that's funny.
I guess my job's more constant, I guess.
True.
But I do find it fun.
I mean, I'm getting this room set up nice and fancy.
You are. Yeah, and I do appreciate all the work you do with that. I know we've talked about this a little, but in our last episode, I hope y'all appreciated the like quality mood lighting and stuff that Jenn created for our guest. And I feel like we need some of that.
Yeah. I wish I would have had it for when we had Boogie, but I fixed we learn each guest we have how to make that area better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for listening, everyone. Till next time.
Have a great rest of your Sundays. Oh,
they're listening to this on Tuesday.
Just cut before I said that. We'll just.
No, I'm probably gonna leave that in.
Okay. we just pretend it didn't happen. Nope. Rachel's like, no, it will happen.